So in this presentation we are going to discuss what is critical path method analysis, that is CPM analysis, which is one of the technique available to analyze network analysis, of course. As I already told you, this technique is deterministic technique and doesn't take into account the uncertainty in the time estimate, and naturally it doesn't take into account of uncertainty. Naturally we will use this technique when considerable previous experience is available to us, right? So उसी केस में ये deterministic technique को use किया जाएगा. This technique is useful in the project where considerable previous experience is available and single deterministic time estimate can be given. If the previous experience is there, then only we can give single time estimate. Otherwise, then the PERT technique were more useful जहाँ पे previous experience available नहीं है. Another important feature is that it deals with the analysis of activities and not of the events, right? Events, as far as events is concerned, we talk about events in the case of PERT analysis, whereas in CPM analysis, in this technique, we talk about the activities. We analyze the activities rather than the events. So let us start some of the definition. Analysis of course activity is done on the basis of their earliest and latest start as well as finish time. So there are four time that we are going to talk about as far as CPM analysis is concerned. The first one is earliest start time of the activity. Now please remember that activity, actually these earliest start time or earliest possible occurrence, they are one and the same thing, but we look at them with different perspective. That's it, right? फॉर एग्जाम्पल अर्लीस्ट स्टार्ट टाइम की अगर मैं बात करता हूँ तो ये मैंने आप लोगों को काफ़ी बार बताया है कि वी कैन नॉट स्टार्ट द एक्टिविटी अनलेस दैट इवेंट हैज़ ऑकर्ड. द एक्टिविटी विच इज ओरिजिनेटिंग फ्रॉम सपोज इवेंट आई, right? So you cannot start that activity unless that particular event, that is event I, has occurred. So earliest possible occurrence and earliest start time, they are same. So that is what I have written here. It is the earliest time, earliest start time at which the activity can start, assuming that all the previous activities have also started at their earliest start time. So if previous activities have started at their earliest, then the event that has occurred, उसके बाद जब वो activities complete हो जाएगी तब one event will occur, and if that event has occurred then you can start the new fresh activity which is originating from that, and therefore we can say that the earliest start time of the activity, which is generally denoted by ESI, right, as to indicate start. So earliest start time of the activity ij मतलब I is the originating event, right? So earliest start time of the activity ij denoted by ESI will be same as earliest possible occurrence of the ith event denoted by TEI, and therefore we can say that ESI equal to TEI, right? So earliest start time of the activity is nothing but earliest possible occurrence of that event from where this particular activity is originating. Then earliest finish time, it is the earliest start time of the activity plus the activity duration, right? So simple addition है, earliest start time of the activity plus the activity duration is nothing but earliest finish time of the given activity. So therefore earliest finish time EFT will be equal to, this is mistake, this should be EST, right? So EST of the activity ij plus TEIJ, right? So earliest finish time of the activity will be equal to earliest start time of the activity plus activity duration, that is nothing but earliest finish time, that is EFT. In other words, that is nothing but ECIJ will be equal to ESI plus TEIJ. ESI का मतलब है अर्लीस्ट स्टार्ट टाइम ऑफ द एक्टिविटी IJ, तो जो भी ओरिजिनेटिंग इवेंट होता है वो यहाँ लिखा जाता है. सो ESI विल इंडिकेट दैट earliest start time of the activity, for example IJ. So IJ is that activity, so ECIJ is nothing but earliest finish time और earliest completion time. So कभी कभी यहाँ पे F लिखा जाता है या C लिखा जाता है, right? So ECIJ will be equal to earliest start time plus activity duration, right? So that is nothing but the earliest finish time of the given activity. You know that while calculating earliest, whether it is start time or finish time, we use forward pass movement, that means from initial to final event. Similarly backward pass में हम लोग लास्ट इवेंट से स्टार्ट करते हैं एंड इनिशियल इवेंट की तरफ जाते हैं. इसलिए लेटेस्ट टाइम्स में पहले हम लोग डिफाइन करेंगे लेटेस्ट फिनिश टाइम, राइट? सो इट इज़ द लेटेस्ट पॉसिबल टाइम बाय विच एन एक्टिविटी कैन बी कंप्लीटेड इन ऑर्डर टू मेंटेन द शेड्यूल. सो शेड्यूल जो भी रहेगा वो मेंटेन करना है. सो दैट इज नथिंग बट द लेटेस्ट फिनिश टाइम. द लेटेस्ट फिनिश टाइम फॉर द लास्ट एक्टिविटी will be equal to the project completion time, and LFT for the other activities will be equal to latest possible occurrence time for the event at which the activity is terminating. सो अर्लीस्ट में एक्टिविटी ओरिजिनेटिंग जब बात करते हैं तो फिनिश में हम लोग एक्टिविटी टर्मिनेशन की बात कर रहे हैं, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाट आई हैव रिटन हियर. द LFT फॉर द लास्ट एक्टिविटी विल बी इक्वल टू द प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीशन टाइम. दैट इज natural because we do not want to disturb the schedule time. We wanted to maintain the schedule, and therefore the LFT for the last activity will be equal to project completion time, and LFT for other activities will be equal to latest possible occurrence time for the event at which the activity terminates. Therefore LFT will be equal to LPO for the jth event. jth लिखा है, ith नहीं लिखा है. टर्मिनेशन वाला इवेंट हम लोगों को लेना है, राइट? सो अर्लीस्ट में जाते वक्त आई हैव रिटन हियर EPO फॉर द ith event. लेटेस्ट में बैकवर्ड पास मूवमेंट में आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट jth event, because activity IJ if I consider, then the terminating event will be jth event. So activity, the event at which the activity terminates is the jth event, and therefore LFT, that is latest finish time, will be equal to LPO for the jth event, right? So we know that TLI is nothing but LPO for the jth event, which will be now equal to LCJ. So L stands for latest, C stands for finish or completion, and J to indicate terminating event. So LCJ will be equal to LPO for the jth event, which we know that is denoted by TLJ. So this is nothing but latest finish time. सो इसी का यूज़ करते हुए नाउ वी कैन कैलकुलेट लेटेस्ट स्टार्ट टाइम, विच इज़ नथिंग बट द लेटेस्ट फिनिश टाइम माइनस एक्टिविटी ड्यूरेशन. बैकवर्ड मूवमेंट हो रहा है ना, तो माइनस करते हुए जाएंगे हम लोग. सो लेटेस्ट स्टार्ट टाइम, दिस इज द लेटेस्ट कंप्लीशन टाइम फॉर द एक्टिविटी माइनस एक्टिविटी ड्यूरेशन. सो लेटेस्ट कंप्लीशन टाइम वंस वी कैलकुलेट, we subtract activity duration to find out the latest start time of that activity. So if I am talking about activity IJ, then I will need latest completion time of that particular activity IJ minus activity duration. That difference will give me latest start time, that is LST, that is latest start time of the activity IJ will be equal to latest finish time फॉर द ith एक्टिविटी. बट ऑफकोर्स टर्मिनेटिंग इवेंट लिखते हैं इसलिए यहाँ पे jth इवेंट लिखा है. सो दैट इज लेटेस्ट फिनिश टाइम ऑफ द एक्टिविटी IJ माइनस एक्टिविटी ड्यूरेशन फॉर द एक्टिविटी IJ. दैट इज नथिंग बट योर एक्टिविटी टाइम. इन अदर वर्ड दैट विल बी इक्वल टू LSIJ, which is equal to LCJ minus TEIJ. You know that LCJ is nothing but latest completion time. LSIJ is nothing but latest start time. As to indicate start time, L to indicate latest, and ij to indicate the activity. So this will be equal to LSIJ, which is equal to LCJ minus activity duration, which is equal to, of course, we know that latest completion time is nothing but the LPO of the jth event. That's why I have written here TLJ minus, it should be minus TEIJ, right? So that is nothing but the latest start time of the given activity IJ. Now, if you remember, as far as the PERT analysis is concerned, we have discussed one concept known as slack. Similarly, here the concept is float. So again, float is also again going to give us the spare time available, right? So let us discuss this concept, the float. Float is the term used in CPM analysis of the activities, and it carries the same meaning as slack in PERT analysis. So same meaning है. So PERT में हम लोग slack बोलते थे, which is nothing but the spare time available, if you remember. Similarly, in CPM analysis, we talk about float, which is again carries the same meaning. That means the spare time available to us. Here there are three types of float. The first one is total float, which is actually exactly equal to the slack. Then the free float, and the third one is independent float, right? So now we are going to define total float, free float, and independent float. So total float, so it is the spare time available when all the preceding activities occur at the earliest possible time and the succeeding of activities occur at the latest possible time. I have just said that total float is exactly equal to slack. तो अगर slack का definition आप लोगों को याद है, that was nothing but the difference between the latest possible occurrence time minus earliest possible occurrence time. So that is what I have written here also. It is the spare time available, that means the difference. Spare time available when all the preceding activities occur at the earliest possible time and succeeding activities occur at the latest possible time. Then that is nothing but that spare time is known as total float. That is, it is the time by which an activity can be delayed without affecting the total project duration. And that's why I said this is exactly equal to slack. If TEIJ is the duration of the activity IJ, then total float will be TEIJ is the activity time, that means activity duration as far as the activity IJ is concerned. Then using this much of information, we define total float as TFIJ. Generally we use we denote total float as TFIJ. यहाँ पे T मतलब total, F का मतलब है float, and I am talking about activity IJ, इसलिए यहाँ पे लिखा है IJ. So TFIJ will be equal to, as I said, it's a spare time available when all the preceding activities occur at their earliest possible time and succeeding activities occur at the latest possible time. That means difference between LSIJ minus ESI. That means start time है, एक latest start time है कि एक earliest start time है. Now we know we know that LSIJ is nothing but LCJ minus TEIJ. We have just defined that, and therefore instead of LSIJ I have written LCJ minus TEIJ minus ESI, and that is nothing but total float, right? Thus it is the difference between latest and earliest possible occurrence time or the latest and early start of the activity time. So latest and possible occurrence time मतलब LPO and EPO, that is nothing but the slack. तो मैंने बहुत बार अभी तक बोला है कि total float is nothing but the slack, right? But of course here we talk about activity, and during the definition of slack we were talking about the occurrence time, right? So event की बात कर रहे थे हम लोग. When there is no flexibility possible in the performance of the job, it will have latest and earliest start time as same. So no spare time will be available. If the latest time latest start time and earliest start time, if both are same, then we have no flexibility. That means we have no spare time available to us. That is, total float for such activity will be 0. Naturally, if there is a delay in such activity, it will affect the whole total project duration of the uh, whole total project duration. Naturally, if this activity which has total float 0, that means if no spare time is available to us, but if we delay the activity, naturally whole project will be delayed. And therefore, if total float is 0, then that activity will be termed as critical activity, and whole path is known as critical path. तो ये हम लोगों ने इवन इन द केस ऑफ पर्ट एनालिसिस इसी तरह से डिफाइन किया हुआ है. So being very critical in the entire performance of the project, these activities are termed as critical activity, because if you delay these activity, whole project will be delayed. Then the second float that we are going to discuss is free float. Now this is based on the assumption that all the activities start as early as possible. राइट यहाँ पे लेटेस्ट वाला पार्ट नहीं आ रहा है. इन द टोटल फ्लो वी वेर टॉकिंग अबाउट द अर्लीस्ट स्टार्ट टाइम एज वेल एज अर्ली लेटेस्ट स्टार्ट टाइम, बट हियर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द assumption that all the activities start as early as possible, right? So preceding as well as succeeding activities we are talking about will start as early as possible. That is, it is the spare time available when all the preceding activities start at earliest possible time, and succeeding activities also do start at earliest possible time, right? So earliest possible time for the preceding activities as well as earliest possible time for the succeeding activities. And therefore free float is given by, again the same way say we are going to denote free float. FF stands for free float, right? IJ to indicate activity IJ. So FFIJ will be equal to, as I said, preceding activities start करेंगे earliest time पे, and the succeeding activities will also start at the earliest start time. So ESJ and ESI will be there as well as activity duration, and therefore that value will be equal to ESJ minus TEIJ minus ESI. That means all the preceding activities have started at the earliest, all the succeeding activities will start at the earliest, and of course activity duration is also there, and therefore free float will be equal to ESJ minus TEIJ minus ESI, right? In other words, that is equal to ESJ minus in bracket ESI plus TEIJ, and we have just seen ESI plus TEIJ is nothing but earliest completion time of the activity IJ, and therefore free float comes out to be equal to ESJ minus ECIJ, right? So that is nothing but the free float. So that is what I have written, EST, that is earliest start time of the successor event or the successor activity भी बोल सकते हैं, and then earliest start time of the preceding activity or predecessor event, right? That is, this is the time by which an activity may be delayed or extended without delaying the start of any activity. So earliest start time is there, but still whatever spare time is there where both the activities are going to be started at their earliest start time, that means the difference between this ESJ and ECIJ is nothing but the time by which the activity may be delayed or extended without delaying that earliest start time of the succeeding activity. जो succeeding activities है उसका earliest start time we are not going to miss. So that difference, that spare time is nothing but the free float of the activity. Similarly, there is one more float known as independent float. It is the spare time available when all the preceding activities occur at their latest possible time and the succeeding activities occur at their earliest possible time. See, in total float, preceding activities were starting at the earliest and the succeeding activities were starting at latest. फ्री फ्लोट में हम लोगों ने दोनों को स्टार्ट किया था अर्लीस्ट स्टार्ट टाइम, बट अभी इंडिपेंडेंट फ्लोट में क्या हो रहा है कि प्रीसीडिंग एक्टिविटीज़ को हम लोग लेटेस्ट में कर रहे हैं एंड सक्सीडिंग एक्टिविटीज़ एट द अर्लीस्ट. सो दैट इज़ बेसिकली द डिफरेंस बिटवीन इंडिपेंडेंट एंड टोटल. टोटल में प्रीसीडिंग हम लोगों को अर्लीस्ट पे स्टार्ट करना था और सक्सीडिंग हम लोग लेटेस्ट में कर रहे थे. यहाँ पे प्रीसीडिंग को स्टार्ट कर ले लेटेस्ट पे एंड सक्सीडिंग एक्टिविटीज़ ऑकर एट देयर अर्लीस्ट पॉसिबल टाइम, राइट. सो therefore it is given by if. Again the same logic, independent float, that means if ij to indicate activity, so ifj will be equal to, अभी ध्यान दो, succeeding activities occur at the earliest possible time. succeeding मतलब j and earliest का मतलब आएगा I. so succeeding activities at the earliest possible time, इसलिए you can see that ES के साथ मैंने J लिखा हुआ है एंड नॉट I. सो ESJ इंडिकेट द सक्सीडिंग एक्टिविटी, राइट, द एक्टिविटी विच इज बिगिनिंग फ्रॉम द J event. So that's why it is known as succeeding activity. So ESJ, and then as I said, preceding activity will be denoted by I. So LCI. So ESJ minus LCI minus your activity duration, that is nothing but the independent float. So independent float will be equal to LSJ minus TEIJ minus LCI. So this is the time by which an activity may be delayed or extended without affecting the preceding or succeeding activity in any way. In other words, whatever spare time available to you, we have to use that spare time at that particular activity, because if you shift this delay to the next activity or the preceding activity, whole project will be delayed. And that is why I have said here, this is the time by which an activity may be delayed or extended without affecting the preceding or succeeding activities, right? So that is the meaning of independent float. Now we have just seen what is meant by total float. Total float will be equal to LCJ minus TEIJ minus ESI, which is equal to LCJ minus ESI, sorry, ESJ plus ESJ minus ESI minus TEIJ. That means I have subtracted and added this term ESI, so minus ESJ minus ESJ plus ESJ. This is the term which I have subtracted as well as added. Rest of the terms are as it is, as they are already in the formula of total float. Total float equal to LCJ minus TEIJ minus ESI, which I have written by small mathematical manipulation. That means I have subtracted and added ESJ. Therefore it becomes LCJ minus ESJ plus ESJ minus ESI minus TEIJ, right? So if you look at this particular term, that is nothing but free float plus event slack at the jth event, right? So that is nothing but, if you look at this particular term, ESJ minus ESI minus TEIJ, that is nothing but free float. फ्री फ्लोट का अगर डेफिनेशन आप लोग देखोगे, लेट मी शो यू दैट. This is the free float, ESJ minus TEIJ minus ESI, right? This is the definition of free float. So I am going to use this definition in this particular thing. So you can see that ESJ minus ESI minus TEIJ, last three terms is nothing but the free float. Plus what is this? You can see that this is nothing but LCJ minus ESJ, difference between the latest and earliest, that is nothing but slack or the float at the jth event, right? So difference between latest and earliest is nothing but the event slack at the jth event. So total float will be equal to free float plus event slack at the jth event. jth event क्योंकि यहाँ पे j लिखा हुआ है मैंने, right? Now let us consider free float minus independent float, right? I am trying to write down the relationship between total float, free float, and independent float. So now let us consider free float minus independent float. We know that what is meant by free float and what is independent float. Free float is equal to ESJ minus TEIJ minus ESI minus independent float is nothing but ESJ minus TEIJ minus LCI, right? So these are the two values. This is nothing. In the first bracket I have written the expression for free float. In the second bracket I have written the expression for independent float. Now if I solve these, then you will find that that is nothing but, अगर आप लोग इसको सॉल्व करोगे तो ESJ कैंसिल हो जाता है, TEIJ कैंसिल हो जाएगा. सो द रिमेनिंग टर्म्स आर LCI माइनस ESI. सो यूजिंग सेम लॉजिक, यहाँ पे मैंने लिखा था उसको LCJ माइनस ESJ मतलब event slack at the jth event. Similarly, this is nothing but the difference between latest and earliest. So I have written that as event slack at the event I because I is there, right? So difference between free float minus independent float is nothing but event slack at the ith event, right? In other words, that means free float will be equal to independent float plus event slack at the ith event, right? So this difference is equal to event slack at the ith event. That means free float will be equal to, ये independent float को अगर मैं right hand side में ले जाऊँगा तो I will have independent float plus event slack at the ith event, right? Now we know that total float equal to free float plus event slack at the jth event, whereas free float is nothing but this particular expression, and therefore using this I can write down total float, which is equal to free float plus event slack at the jth event, can be written as total float equal to independent float using this expression, independent float plus event slack at the ith event plus event slack at the jth event, right? So total float will be equal to this particular expression. So this is basically the relationship between the total float, free float, and independent float, right? Now what is role of float? As I said, role of float in CPM analysis, as I said, role of float, the float carries the same meaning as slack carries it in the PERT analysis, right? So if some activities that does not lie on the critical path and if it has some positive float, then it is possible to increase the duration of that activity without affecting the total project duration. मैंने बहुत बार बताया कि जहाँ पे स्लैक पॉजिटिव आता है तो वहाँ पे हम लोग वो एक्टिविटी या वो इवेंट को डिले कर सकते हैं. ऑफकोर्स in case of CPM analysis we talk about the activity, so we can delay that activity without affecting the total project duration when the float, or for that matter total float, is positive. Sometimes it is desirable to do so because it enables the resources such as manpower to be shifted to other activities and thereby use more efficiently. Of course, जहाँ पे positive float है वहाँ पे we can do that. We can shift our resources so that other activities will be finished according to the scheduled time. Thus, to plan the utilization of the resources and to allocate them more efficiently to different activities, it is necessary to calculate the float. Following conclusions can be made by using total float value. If the total float value is negative, resources are not adequate and activity may not finish in time. अगर आप लोगों का फ्लोट निगेटिव है इसका मतलब है you have no resources, adequate resources, and the activity will not finish in time if the total float is negative. If it is zero, as I said, you have adequate resources to finish the given activity within the scheduled time, but no spare time is available to us. That means if you delay this activity, whole project will be delayed. In other words, you cannot delay this activity, and therefore if total float is zero, that activity will be termed as critical activity. And if the total float is positive, that means you have additional resources and you can reallocate those resources without affecting the total project duration. So this is basically the meaning when or conclusion that we can draw if the total float is negative, if the total float is zero, or if the total float is positive, right? The total float can affect the preceding and succeeding activities. Free float can be used without affecting the preceding and succeeding activities. And independent float, this should be float. Independent float is to be used particularly for that particular activity only, right? So टोटल फ्लोट पूरे प्रोजेक्ट को अफेक्ट करता है, दैट मीन्स प्रीसीडिंग एज वेल एज सक्सीडिंग. फ्री फ्लोट you can use it, it will not affect the preceding as well as succeeding activities, whereas independent float has to be used only for that particular activity.